So we're doing this corner pop-up fold, and we're going to start with a piece of card that is 8 by 8. Okay, so it's an 8 by 8 inch piece of card, and then I'm going to do some scoring. So for today, I'll just grab my trimmer, this trimmer here, because it's got a scoring blade and a cutting blade on it. So I shall do my scoring. So you're going to score at 4 inches on both sides. So just line that up at the 4-inch mark. And I'm going to score that. And then I'm going to just turn it round, line it up at 4 inches, and score that. Okay, so that's that bit done. And then I'll just show you on this bit. So what we're going to do now is one piece is going to be cut down to the center, and then we're going to do some scoring. So I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like. So we're going to cut down from the top to the center, just at the halfway. So you can just either do that with your scissors, or if you've got a trimmer like this, you can do it with your trimmer. So that one we're going to just cut in half. So if I grab my piece of white, I'm going to put it back in and line it up at the 4-inch mark. And then I'm just going to stand up to do this, and I'm going to cut down to that center line. Okay, so it will look like that. All right, and then I'm going to do a diagonal score across this bottom right hand square. So just in this square here, I'm going to do a diagonal score line across, and I can use my trimmer for that, because I can just fold that one down out of the way and then pop this in. Oops. And then just use that scoring blade to go up and down. Okay, and that's now a score. So that's your card base for this most basic one. So we've got our little flap there, and we've got a fold. So 3 of your squares are just plain. One has your diagonal score line, and then we're going to just cut the top part in half. So to actually create the card base, and we're not going to do this just yet because it's actually easier to stick bits on whenever obviously it's flat. But what will happen is you'll glue, I shall turn it on this way, because your fold line needs to be pointing upwards. Okay, so that fold, and it doesn't matter, you can bend it backwards and forwards, but for the when we're actually creating the card and putting it together, that little fold is going to have to come upwards, because that's going to get closed inside the card. So what's going to happen is we're going to glue these 2 pieces together. So you're going to tuck basically the left hand side inside your card, and that'll become the back. Okay, so I'll just do that again. You're going to lift it up and tuck it in, and I'll just do it with the green because it might be easier to see. So it's going to come up and get tucked in, and then when we turn it around, this fold is at the bottom, and then the card will just come together and close like that. Okay, so what I'll need to do is I'll need to put glue on the back of this piece. So if my card's like this, with my diagonal fold here, I'm going to point this down, and I will cover this part with glue. Okay, and I'm doing it with a green because it's easier to see. Okay, and before I actually glue it, I'll show you exactly where that is. So when my card's open, my fold is here. I've folded that flap down, covered it in glue, and then with this piece here, I'm going to just lift up and push that into place so that that covers. Okay, and then I will just go in with my bone folder and just really push down so that that's really, really well glued. Okay, and then with that pushing upwards, that's your card base. Okay, so that's how it closes. All right, and I'm just going to do my white one now because the card I'm using. So also just a note, if when you do the kind of trial fold, if you notice that, like here, I've got, obviously my cutting wasn't that good, I've got a little lip here. I can just go in and just take a little smidge off that, just so that it fits nicely inside the card. So I just need to take a tiny, tiny little, probably about a 1/16 of a width off. On the green one, obviously, I'd done better with my, I'd been a bit neater with my cotton, but with that one, obviously, I was a little bit out. It just keeps it neat. Or if you've already glued it and you notice there's a little bit of a sticky out piece, just go along with your scissors and just trim it. It's just obviously because you're trying to fit the same size piece of card into the same size piece of card. And with your score lines and stuff, it might just be a little bit out. So, and obviously wet glue can help with those kind of things as well, because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so I'm just doing the white one as well, and then folding that up. And then you just might need to, you know, really burnish in to get that to just sit nicely. Okay, so for your layers. So if you're going in with this card, I'll bring in the green one so it's nice and clear. You've got choices. This is a 4x4 piece of card now for your card front. So you could layer with a piece of card first, which would be a 3/4 by 3/4 piece of card. So you could go in with a layer, and then you would then have a 3.5 by 3.5 piece of paper. Okay, so, and I will do that for this, make it pretty. I'm going to just put a layer, but it is going to be very basic inside, but I am going to do a layer on it. Just because it's white card. I mean, you could, if you wanted, come in with just straight paper at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 if you wanted. But I did give you measurements to do layers. Okay, and I think I really like this paper, and I think I'm going to do what I did the other day, which was just to come in and I'm going to kind of create a little spotlight. So I'm going to punch out that flower because I really like it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this all in place, and then I'm just going to put a slightly bigger circle. So let's have a look and see what I have in the way of circles in my rummage bag. So that one, and then that one. Oh yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? So I've just gutted, basically, is what you would call that. Cut out a circle because I love this little sort of fancy flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to glue this on. So glue my paper down. Onto my card. So that's a 3.5 by 3.5 inch piece of paper. And I've glued that down onto the 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 Highland Heather card. And this is the beautiful hand pen papers. which are still in the sale this month, just so you know. So with Stampin' Up, they've got 15% off the papers at the minute, just until the end of this month. And these papers are absolutely beautiful. So I've just then stuck a larger circle. So the circle that I cut out, I think, was a 1.5. So actually it was a 1 3/8 because it's an old one. And then I've just stuck probably a 1.5 underneath. And there, just to spotlight it. It's just pretty. Could have done a bit better with my lining up on that, but don't think I could have done a lot better with my lining up on that. Actually, I wonder, can I? Is it too late? I haven't even lined it up with a stalk or anything. I wasn't concentrating there at all. Let me just redo that so that I can actually line it up properly with the actual stalk there. That's better. Wasn't even thinking of that. Just merrily, there we are. So just kind of matched up all these points, so that point, and that point. So that's just a little bit of interest really for the front of the card. And then I shall now stick that straight down. So let's just pop that onto the card front, like so. Okay, so that's my card front, and then when I open, I've got my little base there. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some words, I think, that I've already, well, I did have some words already stamped out. I might have to do some stamping. Oh, there they are. I now have some. Let's have a look. So I just have my many messages. Sending happy thoughts, I think. Put that on maybe. Let's just have a look. See what else I've got. Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. So that's quite nice, actually. Right, let me just grab my Highland Heather card, because I'll pop that on a layer, I think. So I'll just pop that onto, yeah, I'll just pop that onto a layer, like so. And then just grab my trimmer. Just try to get my little trimmer out really for that. Trim that down. That looks good. So I'll probably just, actually because it's quite a bulky card, I think I'll just glue that flat as well. So just pop that, and I'm going to pop it down on this corner just to kind of give it a little bit of balance. Okay, so now we've got that like so. So that's that bit done. And then on the inside now for decorating, this will again be another 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 panel, and so will this one. And I'm just going to do it plain because this is doing the most simplest style of this card. So I'm going to just, like this one, just keep it really simple, because this is showing you at its most simple. So I can obviously add layers, so I'm going to pop a purple layer in. So what I'll do is I'm going to decorate this a little bit. I do have some, I don't know how big these are, I do have a little bit of swirly embossing. It's just, you know me, I have basically got a bag of embossed bits in my rummage pack. So this is all embossed pieces, like embossed card, just bits that I've embossed for whatever reason and not used. Right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of a center piece across the middle. It's really just to give a little bit of interest. So I've just cut this to the same width, so it's 3 3/4, I think by about 1.5 inches. So let me just see if I can get it to be straight. So I'm just going to pop that on like that. Okay. And then, what did I put on the front? Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. Okay, I don't know. Let me just see if I've got a happy birthday there. Oh, yeah, I do. So just, and I think I'll probably bring in a little bit of the same pattern paper. So let's just see what that is. And I'll just get a little strip of that. It's going to be too, no, that's perfect. So I'm just going to bring in a little bit of the pattern paper just to build up. I know this is the most simplest, but we're just layering. It's just card and paper. That's all we're doing. We're just layering up card and paper. So I'm just going to flip that and just trim that so it's the right size. So it's typical because yesterday there wasn't any noise at all from the next door whenever they were having work done. Today it's all rowdy. Right, so popping that on like that. And then I'll just pop my happy birthday down now. So I'll just glue that like so. Okay, and then I'll stick that on the inside, just on this left-hand piece. So I shall just do that. And just have that as a flat piece so that you can, I mean, it's not hard to decorate because you're working on a flat piece there. So that's going to be that bit. And then on this side, I can just put either an embossed piece or let's just have a look to see what I've got in my embossed card, because I think I've got a pretty florally one that could just go in there. Just rummaging through to see what I have. That one. I just put a piece of pattern paper in there actually, because I've already got my little embossed bit in that bit. I might just put a piece of pattern paper on that side. So just to tie it all in. So again, I can just have a layer. So a 3 3/4 layer and a piece of pattern paper. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I've got a piece of card that's 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and it's the Highland Heather. So I'm just going to stick that in and just try and line it up so that it is in line with your opposite. So I'm kind of looking just in there to see how I can keep it sort of, you know, on the straight and narrow there with lining it up with that one. And then I shall just pop a piece of pattern paper in. Like so. So there we go. And I think I probably have some little butterflies. Let's just have a look in my rummage bag and see what butterflies I've got. So I've got a bag of butterflies here, so maybe some of the little lemony ones, because the Daffodil Delight is one of the colours in this paper, so I could probably get away with just popping a couple of these little butterflies just flapping around on this paper. So if I just pop one there, and I shall pop another one. Let's just have a look, just pop another one, and then I'll get some, pop another one just down there, and then I'll just grab my bag of bling. So just stick one little diamond on there, and one little, this might need to just put a tiny bit of sticky on that one. Oops, upside down. There we are. And that's that card complete. So that's on the front. Open it up, and we've got that. Okay, and I think actually I could put a little bit of bling just on the front. Just always add a little bit of sparkle. Some, see if I've got my little, I'm just going to grab my pokey tool because it'll make it easier. And so I can just pick up, maybe just stick a couple of little gems on these little flowers here. And as I say, always an odd number. So 3, 5, 1, basically. So I've just popped some little gems on there, and that's that complete.